Windows.old folder not deleted after 30 days. Here's how to remove it safely. Is your Windows.old folder still sitting on your PC even after a month? Mine was created on June 25th and today is July 29th. It still wasn't deleted automatically. In this video, I will explain why this happens and show you the safest way to remove it without affecting your computer. Hi, you're welcome back to Cybertech AI. If you recently upgraded Windows and you notice that Windows.old folder is still taking up several gigabytes of storage, don't worry. I will explain why it happens and how to remove it the right way. Now, before we get started, what is Windows.old folder? The Windows.old folder contains your previous Windows installation. It allows you to roll back to earlier versions of Windows if something goes wrong after an upgrade. Okay, so that is to show you that I did a little upgrade, and that upgrade happened on the 25th of June. And today is the 29th of June, and that Windows.old folder is still not deleted. Supposed to delete after 1 month. So once you're sure your PC is working properly, you usually don't need it anymore. So as it is now, my PC is working perfectly. I don't need it anymore because it's taking up some gigabytes from my SSD. So why wasn't it deleted automatically? Although Windows often removes this folder automatically after about 10 days, sometimes it doesn't. It can happen if the cleanup task didn't run, or storage sense didn't trigger, or Windows postponed the cleanup. So I'm going to show you how to delete this folder. So what you need to do is open your start menu and search for disk cleanup. And here is it here. So I'm going to right click on it and run as admin. So I'm being asked to choose the drive. If you check here, I have drive C and drive E. And if you come over to this place, you can see that this is my drive C. So Windows.old is on my drive C. So I'm going to choose drive C. So I drop down and I choose drive C and I say, okay. And at the end of that, I'm being presented with this. So this is what we're going to do now. If you take a good look at this, we have a Windows Update Cleanup. So whenever there is an update, those files, additional files downloaded can also be removed from our PC. So I'm going to check to remove that. Then this is Microsoft Defender Antivirus. I can check to remove that. Now here it says you can use this cleanup to free up 8.4 gigabyte of this space on SSD C. I continue. Window error report and feedback. I'll check on this. I go down. Here is cache file, delivery optimization file. So I'll keep going, and previous Windows installation. This is what we're looking for. Can you imagine? This is 6.27 GB. So I need to select that as well. And I go down. And here, thumbnail 1.7 gigabytes. Then temporal files. I'll select that too. And I go down. So the last thing I'm going to select here is system recovery log files. And that is all. So I'm going to say, okay. It says, are you sure you want to delete the files? I'm going to say delete files. And by the way, if I show you my drive, you can see that I have 60.9 gigabyte free here. Let's wait until we are done with this cleanup. So let's see if we can See what's going on. Now, at this point, you should note that this will not delete your program files or your apps. It's just the unnecessary files. Okay, now that we are done with this, let's go back to our PC. Let's refresh this page. And if you can look here, we've gained from 60 to 75. So we have been able to reclaim some of our space. Now let's do some arithmetic here. 76.2 minus 60. I think 60.5 or something like that. See, we've just gained 15 gigabytes on our hard disk. So this is why this is very important for you to do from time to time. Another thing you can do to free up some space is when you hit your Windows button, you're going to type percentage temp and percentage. The temp folder is going to show up here. So when you click on it, it's going to open. And this is the folder we are talking about. Another way to go about this is when you open Windows Explorer, you go to the address bar, you type a percentage temp and percentage. You can type percentage on your laptop by holding shift 5. Then you hit enter and it's going to display these files. These files are not useful. So if I say Control A and find and go to properties, I just have 6.73 MB. Now trust me, sometimes this size here can run into gigabytes and depends on the last time you deleted the files in this temp folder. So this is another place to go and check if you want to clear the trash in your computer. And of course, you know the recycle bin is another place to go and clear so that you can reclaim some of the space in your storage, because any file you send to the recycle bin is still held by your drive C. It shows on your drive C. If the files in your recycle bin is 1 gig, that 1 gig will be added to your drive C. So these are the places you can go to clear out files you no longer need in order to reclaim unused space on your drive, especially drive C. So what I will do now is Control A to select everything. Then I'm going to hold Shift Delete if I want to send it out without going to the recycle bin. I'm going to hold Shift Delete and it's asking me, do you want to delete this permanently? I'll say yes. Although it says the action can be completed because the file is open in Google Chrome. Okay, sometimes you will not be able to delete everything here, but that is not an issue. All you need to do is check on this and say skip, and it's going to clean those that can clean, and what is left here is just about 1 MB. So that is that about that. So always perform this from time to time to gain some space which was taken over by trash or files we no longer need. Important warning here, only delete the Windows.old folder if you're sure you don't want to roll back to the previous version of Windows. I hope this helped you recover valuable disk space. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Cybertech AI, and share it with someone who recently upgraded. I will see you on the next one.